Yo, it's your boy, Nick Adam Humphreys, otherwise known as Keocology, otherwise known as that guy that left the college. Hi, I'm Nick, if you don't know me or forgot who I am. Today, I would like to quickly mention why I left college for goodsies. And, there's a lot to it, you know? It's a loaded statement, but it's something that I would rather speak into the void of the internet than to let sit inside me and fester in the bad way. I wanted to phrase that in a way that was like super cool, but it wasn't. There's a couple of reasons why I left college, right? There's 3 big reasons. Number 1, the university that I went to, let me cover it up. The university I went to was scummy, and that's not the faculty at all, or the program, but the actual, university, the fundamental bulk of the university was scummy. The only thing that they wanted was to make money, and I understand that college in general is just a giant business, that people are at the heart of it, not for, trying to better people's education, but to empty their wallets. Fine, that's what it is. It's a private institution. I get it. When it gets to the point of even when you've tried your best and you've worked the hardest and you've made great grades all through your entire educational life, and you've made scholarships, and every single semester you have to fight to keep them, not because your grades are slipping or because you're doing anything less than what's expected to earn them, but simply because the university would rather say a glitch in the system and your scholarship is up at fault. And I had a full ride for tuition, not for housing. Housing was still a ridiculous amount of money. And that's crazy. That's crazy. That statement alone is $40,000. $40,000? Okay, it might have been like $12,000 or something a semester. I don't remember. $12,000 to $15,000. I should remember. I'm still paying it off. But that much money could literally pay for my apartment where I'm living. Even if my roommate wasn't here, it could pay for it for over a year for what I spent for 3 months to go somewhere that was getting an education, and that was considered lucky. How ridiculous is that? The absolute amount that they're trying to drain you just to be able to say that, hey, I got this piece of paper. That's one thing. I got tired of fighting a university that only wanted me to fail. That feeling sticks with you for a while. It also hurt to be one of the poor people. I went to a university on Long Island, and a lot of people that go to this university are from Long Island, New York, and that's a very wealthy area. I am from Dinwiddie, Virginia, which is not somewhere that is known for having a lot of money. No hate on Dinwiddie. I loved growing up there. That being said, I am an outsider when it comes to New York, especially when I was in college. It was difficult to be around a lot of people that always had money when I was legitimately fighting the university while also upholding great grades. I'm talking at least a 3.7. My GPA was good. My grades were good. So it's not that. They just genuinely had it out for me. There were people that I even told that was something that I was going through and that it was difficult for me because I knew that if I lost that scholarship that I would not be able to go to college anymore and it would look the same as failing. And that was big for me. I don't want to be the guy that fails. It's really hard for me to accept failure. And college as a whole is a failure for me. I'm not saying that in a way of but it genuinely feels like the biggest fail of my life, the entire college experience. It's difficult for me. I'm a very prideful person, but hey, we'll say it. I talked to people about how this affected me and the scholarship thing affected me, and the most that I got back of response was, oh, that sucked. Hopefully you figured it out. It's like, yeah, thanks. There was never a lot of people that were genuinely helping or wanting to, is what it felt like to me, at least. So it put me in a bad place. Number 2, I was going to college for acting. I still act. That is my profession. That is what I do. I love acting. That is who I am. But college for acting is something that is really different. And I really love the program that we had and the stuff that we learned in the pedagogy. I really do use, I appreciate, and I think is very valuable. But when it comes to grades, it's something that doesn't sit right with me. Maybe I just have a problem with authority, which is also true. Grading art is difficult, and I know it's difficult for the faculty. I know that it's difficult for anyone that is truly an artist that is trying to teach a new generation of artists. I know that it's incredibly difficult, but when everything comes down to a grade, at the very least, something about it feels superficial. There's always that thing in the back of my mind that is like, they're just doing this for money and we're just doing this for a grade. And at the end of the day, because it's college, that is what it's about, even though there's something deeper there. And I still appreciate what I learned there. I think it was really useful. I also got what I needed from it and left when I thought that everything else was just glitz and glamour. And then the third thing, the biggest reason why I decided to leave college was I didn't think it was serving me anymore. I didn't think that it was good for me. This is when it comes to people. This is not the education system. This is not the housing. This isn't the money. This is the people that I was surrounded by. And there's some good ones in there. There are. Most of them I don't talk to anymore. Some of them might see this if I actually make this a thing. Yeah, I went through a phase as soon as I left the university where well, I'm smiling because this is awkward. I went through a phase where I, in a seemingly petty way, unfollowed and removed most of the people that went to my university from my social media because I had never felt more alone than I did when I was surrounded by hundreds of people that I only saw looking through me. It was like the feeling that every single person that I looked at, it's that feeling of when someone waves at you and you're excited to see them, so you wave back only to realize that there was someone behind you that they were waving at the whole time, and it was never you. That's what it felt like to me. That's what college felt like to me. I never related more to Dear Evan Hansen than college. It wasn't good for me at all, and I tried to express that to other students, to faculty, and again, it was well, I hope it gets better. But I don't think that something can get better like that when there's a fundamental issue. And part of it is, I'm not a 100% outgoing person all the time. It's difficult for me to to talk about this, to be incredibly extroverted and to do things that I don't like doing. And I think that in that college space where I was surrounded by cliques and groups that were smiling towards you and then talking about you behind your back. It was very difficult to trust anyone, and it's very difficult to believe anything. And I didn't. And there's a lot that is at my fault as well. There were a lot of relationships that I ruined because of fear and because of how certain people treated me that led to me not trusting anyone. And I fell into a spiral. It was horrible. I'd never before in my life actually considered my mental health a thing that I need to worry about until that, especially in my junior year of college. That is when it got so deep that I started harboring resentment to everyone that I passed, everyone that was in my department, whether that came out or not. It's true. And there's a lot of relationships now that I'm like, I wish I wasn't like that then, but I was in such a bad place that I did not know how to react in my daily life other than to shut people out and to push people away. Even to the point where someone was like, hey, we should be friends. And I was like, are we really friends though? Let's analyze what friendship means, shall we? But at some point it comes down to just not being nice. And it led me to not be nice, especially the less that I felt like I could trust, the less nice that I was to people. And especially the less nice that I was to myself. So eventually I got so fed up. I even tried to join therapy. I tried to join therapy at the university, and the therapist told me, I said, I need help. And then they were like, okay, are you in a serious situation? And I was like, no, but I need someone to talk to. And they said, okay, glad it got better. It did not get better. So when I knew that even the school therapists were not on my side, that is when I completely lost trust in everyone there, except for a few members of the faculty. And to them, I'm incredibly grateful. And I would reach out to you if you're watching this somehow. Thank you. I do appreciate that. So I guess the point of this is to say, always be kind and look out for yourself. And if you feel yourself starting to slip and starting to be less kind of a person than you want to be, and it's a environmental factor, take a good look at it. Because I didn't want to leave college because I didn't want people to think of me as a failure. I didn't want people to think of me as anything less than what I think I am. And when I made the decision to leave, that weight was gone. I finally started the journey of being myself and living my life for myself. I'm progressing. I'm learning what I like, what I don't like, and how to set boundaries for myself, how to set boundaries for friends, and how to keep growing. And it's tough. It's some tough stuff. But I'm making it. And I'm not there yet. This journey is not over for me. And I know that I've got quite a ways to go. But I'm glad that I left college. Yeah, what I'm saying is do what's healthiest for you, regardless of what other people might think about it. And if leaving college is the good decision for you, it could be the best decision for you. So think about it. Think about it real hard. Only you know what the right decision for yourself is. And to everyone who's here and watching this, thank you. And if you're one of the people that I hurt at some point in my lashing out, or you were one of the people that considered yourself my friend from college and maybe I blocked you or something, I'm sorry about that. Genuinely did not come from a place of specific aggression, but from a place of fear. And we're moving past that.